The mansion loomed before me, its turrets and gargoyles reaching towards the darkening sky like skeletal fingers. The wind howled through the empty halls, a mournful sigh that sent shivers down my spine. As I stepped out of the car, the crunch of gravel beneath my feet was the only sound that broke the oppressive silence. A chill ran down my spine as I approached the entrance, the massive wooden doors creaking ominously in the wind. I pushed them open, and a musty smell wafted out, like the stench of decay. The foyer was dimly lit, the only light coming from a single flickering candelabra that cast eerie shadows on the walls. The air inside was heavy with the scent of old books and dust, and I could feel the weight of years of secrets and mysteries hanging in the air. I shivered, despite the thick coat I wore, and glanced around at the cobweb-covered portraits that hung on the walls, their subjects' eyes seeming to follow me. As I stepped further into the foyer, I noticed a door at the far end of the hall, partially hidden by a tattered tapestry. It was a door that seemed out of place, its presence somehow jarring amidst the elegant furnishings and ornate decorations. The door was old, its surface scratched and worn, and it looked as though it hadn't been opened in years. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I approached it, my heart pounding in my chest. I reached out a trembling hand to touch the door, but hesitated, my fingers hesitating above the rusty handle. It was as though I sensed something, a presence on the other side of the door, watching me, waiting for me to make my move. I spun around, but there was no one there, just the silence and the shadows. The wind outside seemed to grow louder, the creaking of the old wooden floorboards beneath my feet echoing through the hall like a death knell. I felt a cold draft of air waft from the door, carrying with it the scent of decay and rot. I took a step back, my heart racing with fear. And yet, I felt drawn to the door, as though some morbid curiosity was compelling me to open it, to uncover the secrets that lay beyond. I reached out a hand once more, my fingers trembling as I grasped the rusty handle. For a moment, I hesitated, my heart pounding in my chest. Then, with a sudden burst of courage, I twisted the handle and pushed the door open. A musty smell wafted out, and I stepped through the doorway, my eyes adjusting to the darkness within. The air inside was thick with the scent of decay and rot, and I could feel a presence watching me, waiting for me to make my next move. As I stepped further into the room, I saw that it was a small, cramped space, the walls lined with ancient books and dusty artifacts. And then, I saw it, a figure, slumped in a chair, its eyes vacant, its skin gray and decaying. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest, as I realized that I was not alone. The figure didn't move, didn't even seem to breathe, but I felt a presence, a malevolent force that seemed to be watching me, waiting for me to make my next move. I tried to back away, but my feet seemed rooted to the spot, as though some unseen force was holding me in place. And then, the figure spoke, its voice a low, rasping whisper that sent shivers down my spine. "Welcome," it said, its eyes flickering open, and I saw, with a jolt of horror, that it was me. I was the one who had been slumped in the chair, the one who had been waiting for me all along. As I stumbled backward, the door slammed shut behind me, and I heard the sound of rusty hinges creaking shut, trapping me inside. And then, I heard the whisper, once more, "You should have stayed out."